So how much capital is required to start a food truck?
I need to start something of my own.
How's your journey?
Journey really didn't started with thinking of.
Why Eggmania? Why not a restaurant? Why a food truck?
We were new to business. We were looking for a product. Food just happened to be one, right?
So many questions.
There's always a yearning desire, and people who want to do a business, they will understand this.
First of all, that is a big change.
We just knew it will work.
One myth about restaurant business, right? A lot of people think that 90% of the restaurants fail within 1 year.
The stats are so staggering against you.
This category of food truck doesn't exist today. How do I start?
Just get up in the morning and be like, okay, need to do these 5 things today, and there's
Yeah.
no room for procrastination.
One beautiful thing that I like about all these LLMs out there, like ChatGPTs,
Yeah.
Gemini's, Claudes and all, if you pitch an idea to them, right?
If you are competing with somebody who loves what they're doing, you will fail. There is so much at risk. Small businesses around that area actually complain.
How do you find people?
So you need people who are driven by that. Like one bad review and like you're done. Like we used to run out of eggs, man. Like how funny is that? But we couldn't
Like
manage.
when you're running out of eggs, a lot of people get scared from 0 to 1. Toughest part is execution.
I think getting started.
If you pitch an idea to them, right, they'll first appreciate you.
It will work. Prompt engineering is becoming more important for me as a business owner than a product manager.
Yeah. Food truck should be mainly like.
You will have orders.
Why is the case that all restaurants here shut down?
We had surpassed that number by a giant margin.
Okay,
in the
are you
first
comfortable
year.
telling the number?
Let's not get into that.
Okay. You recommend somebody to start a food truck?
How can I help you? How can I be the best I can right now? I don't need to meditate.
Toughest job running a food truck is? Cool. All right, Charu, welcome to Diaries of California. It's so great to see you here.
Thank you. Nice to be here as well.
All right, so you work as a product manager at Walmart Labs, correct?
Yeah.
And you also own a food truck. You run a food truck almost 7 days a week.
Off one day, but it's
Wow.
a full-time food truck.
Wow. And then you have a newborn. That's what I came to know.
Yes, exactly. She's going to be 5 in next week. 5
Wow.
months.
5 months. So this is absolutely insane to begin with, but the story is absolutely amazing. I want to reach to a place where I understand what are the time management aspects of it.
Yeah.
But before that, I want to understand how's your journey? Like why, like you still have a great career, great software career, good money working in Silicon Valley. Why a food truck? That too with a full-time job, managing so much. So I'll let you start now.
I know that when you put it like this, it sounds really insane and bizarre. But to be honest, if I take a step back and think about like why a food truck,
Mhm.
it's the journey really didn't started with thinking of I am so crazy about food and like trucks and I want to start something in that space. It really started like a job is something that everybody it is a
Yeah.
traditional path that you have to have, and
Yes.
honestly being in product now I feel really really happy in the space I am in tech as well.
Yeah.
But there's always this yearning desire, and people who want to do a business, they will understand this. There is this fire,
Yeah.
like I need to start something of my own. What can we do? I think that's what we bonded on as well.
Wow.
That he also is passionate about it, and we just brainstorm like that. That's what our dates look like. Of what ideas can we come up with, and what can we do next?
Yeah.
So when we moved to California from New York, like lived there for 10 years and came here, it was just the burning desire doing something, and then we would just keep looking on the pain points, right? So be it in consumer space or in tech. But one thing that did pop out for us was just the food scene in Bay Area.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but at the point we felt it was the same thing again and again. And coming from Jersey, right? Like we had tried a couple of things, and Eggmania was one of the franchisees that we tried, and we loved it. And that was the gap we thought we definitely saw in the Bay Area. Nothing like that existed. But we also had zero idea of like what the food industry looks like,
Yeah.
how to get started in this
Yeah.
space. But we just knew in our hearts that the product is amazing. This is a great fit for the Bay Area. So the only missing part is now we need to have this big learning curve of just
Yeah.
learning how to get that going.
Yeah.
So that is how we just started. We just wanted to
Wow.
stop thinking and brainstorming and just get started on something.
Wow. I have so many questions, but
Go for
like
it.
this is a fantastic start and so good
Yeah.
that you did something and you have been successfully doing this since last 2 years, right? Is my
Yeah.
understanding right?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been lucky that we've been profitable and successful from day one. But we can
Wow.
talk about it
Sure.
how and why.
Wow. Super interesting. So you described your journey. You
Yeah.
moved from New York to Bay Area.
Yeah.
First of all, that is a big change. I know a lot of New Yorkers, like I won't say New Yorkers, like people who moved to New York
Yeah.
initially, move to Bay Area, like there's a sudden change because the landscape
That's fair.
itself is very different, right? And then you missed Eggmania. So Eggmania is a franchisee. It's not original concept that you came up.
That's
So
right.
you took a franchisee, which is a great thing again. Why Eggmania? Why not a restaurant? Why a food truck?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And again, a lot of thought kind of
Hmm.
went into this. So again, we were new to business.
Mhm.
We were looking for a product.
Mhm.
Food just happened to be one, right? So
Hmm.
we wanted to make sure that we are not going into starting something of our own because it
Mhm.
is a big investment that
Yeah.
we're going to make of time, of capital.
Yeah.
Um, so we wanted to be sure that whatever we start is going to hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
And Eggmania just being customers of it,
Mhm.
just knowing the reviews,
Hmm.
reviews from friends,
Hmm.
we just knew it will work. Like the
Okay.
product was a hit.
Got it.
So the only part we had to figure out was business aspect. So
Yeah.
we were like half the battle was already won.
Yes.
So when we started thinking about it, like that was one franchisee we reached out. We
Hmm.
also reached out to other franchisees.
Hmm.
But I think we got lucky
Hmm.
that our idea of starting something in the Bay Area and their
Yeah.
they were also ready and they were
Yeah.
looking for partners for the
Okay.
Bay Area.
That
So
is
they
nice.
responded.
Hmm.
And then we explained it to them like who
Hmm.
we are, how where we come from,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
we don't have any experience, etc. But I think kudos to them. They were
Hmm.
looking for passionate people
Okay.
and people who are willing to learn
Hmm.
rather than somebody who was very well settled in this
Yes.
area. So it just worked the partnership.
Yeah. And you're not a chef, right? Or you were not
Not
a
at
chef,
all.
like.
My friends would vouch for that I am not a chef.
Okay.
But I am a very passionate learner and learned every aspect of the recipes.
Hmm.
So if my chef goes out today, I can happily cook on the truck.
Wow, that is amazing. So, why restaurant business to begin with? Like
Yeah.
restaurant food trucks, I think the sector is same.
Right.
Like why restaurants? So, taking a step back, right? I was doing a lot of research, right? And there's a one myth about restaurant business, right? A lot of people think that 90% of the restaurants fail within 1 year. So that's not true. Earlier, I thought that maybe
Yeah.
when we were having conversations earlier too, we
Yeah.
kind of figured that out. Okay, like that's a very riskiest, like that's one of the riskiest business.
100%.
But the fact is, in US at least, developing countries have different stats. But in US, 15% of restaurants close within 1 year of opening. 25% within 2 years. There are only 50% who survive within 5 years. So those are the statistics. Obviously, every business has its own risks,
Yeah.
has its own challenges. Like grass is always green on the other side.
Yeah.
Like you always think that, oh, I'll go with this idea. And then you think that there are several hurdles to it. Right.
Huh.
So why a restaurant business? Considering that you are not from a like cooking background, or you are not a chef, or you do not
100%.
have a degree in this, right?
For sure. So, no, we went through the same stats
Yeah.
and it was a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But then that's the reason more so that we went with a franchise because they've been open for 10 years and they have been expanding since fourth. So
Yeah.
we just knew that there will be a lot more guidance from them. And then it also answers your second question of why a truck, not a restaurant. So we knew if the stats are so staggering against you,
Yeah.
so why put like $500,000 or even $1 million in Bay Area capital is required to start a restaurant?
Yes.
So again, going with that tech mindset, we were like, what is the most MVPest version of this
Yeah.
that we can do to,
Yeah.
test the waters? And that's how we came across the food truck scene is pretty
Mm.
good in the Bay Area.
Got
That's
it.
how we thought we'd
Yeah.
start a food truck. So it was a whole different story of convincing them because they are a huge franchise and they only do
Yeah.
restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah. And how did you reach out to them? Like, so let's say I come up with the idea today, right?
Yeah.
I know that there are so many food trucks, and maybe like you opened this 2 years back. 2 years back, I'm sure there were like this is post-COVID time, right?
Yeah, very
So
close.
post-COVID, I think the food truck industry in Bay Area exploded. Like every
100%, yeah.
other corner in Santa Clara, Sunnyvale,
Yeah.
Fremont, San Ramon, Dublin, Pleasanton, you'll see a lot of food trucks. One common area, a lot of food trucks, right?
Yeah.
So with this particular inflow of things, you
Yeah.
started a food truck. Is the capital required to food truck significantly low as compared to restaurants?
yeah.
And what are the success rates for a food truck in general
I
statistically?
think it's almost 1/4, if not
Okay.
less. You can even do start a food truck with absolutely zero capital,
Okay.
also by just renting it out and things like that.
Hmm.
But so yeah, to your question, the cost is really low.
Hmm.
The barrier to entry is very low, given
Okay.
that you might have seen some food trucks. Like we do a full flank menu that the restaurant has,
Wow.
but there were also trucks that only did one single item, right? Or they're selling one pav bhaji or selling one vada pav.
Yeah.
So,
Pav
right, like that is such a
Hmm.
easy way for entry. You can
Hmm.
expand your menu later, but you can
Later.
test out like, hey,
Yes.
can I run this? How
Yeah.
will I be with customers, or
Yeah.
how will I handle multiple things at the
Yeah.
same time?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a very good idea, right? And a small trailer like that would not cost you more than 20-30K. So
Yes. Yes.
pretty
Yes.
significantly low cost
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
compared to a restaurant.
Yeah, and food truck business started exploding in front of us, right? We all have been in Bay Area and US for last 10 plus years.
Yeah,
When I came here, there were literally no food trucks, like maybe one or two Punjabi food trucks.
yeah,
But then, like, it started with a lot of pav bhaji based food trucks. A
yeah,
lot of Punjabis were already there, like a lot of food trucks around chaat and other things.
yeah,
And egg based niche was not there, and I
exactly.
think that's where you cracked it, and
Yeah,
you already went with a franchisee which had a model which is already successful, running for 10 years. You had their stats and numbers and everything,
exactly.
and you started with the MVP version of that, not a restaurant, a food truck. So brilliant. Uh, Having an idea is one thing, executing that idea is a
Oh man.
very different thing, right? So every person, while doing a shower, while going here and there, they get tens of ideas every day, right?
Yeah,
If you talk to any single person in Bay Area, 8 out of 10 would say, especially while having a
a
round or
group
walk,
conversation. Yeah,
group conversation or walk, one-on-one walks around the campus or after
yeah,
lunch and everything, they'll say, यार यहाँ पे एक चाय का कुछ हो जाना चाहिए था, right? There should be
exactly.
some chai
Yeah,
related food truck.
yeah,
And 8 out of 10 will say like maybe let me explore something around it, but nobody does probably. And we'll come to that, the math and everything for tea business, purely tea business, as we have in India, right? A lot of every office have like a lot of vendors and like
yeah,
tea stalls and like good everything good, right? Even though their offices have fanciest coffee machines, fanciest chefs and everything, but people would still like to go out, have a cup of tea.
yeah,
It's just a cultural thing, probably.
exactly.
But probably for the tea, the math doesn't add up, especially when the density is not huge in California, United States overall. But starting with the food truck, right? So how does the journey look like? If I have an idea today, I find a niche that this category of food truck doesn't exist today. How do I start?
Oof. So, as people say, right,
Yeah.
ideas are dime a dozen,
Yeah.
which is so true.
Hmm.
And I think it's also pretty brilliant if you are getting an idea. It is custom to you, unique to the people around you.
Yeah.
It can truly work. But majority of us, especially the people who have these really good cushiony tech jobs,
Yeah.
there is so much at risk.
Yeah.
You don't want to put it all on stake and start something so small as a truck, right?
Yeah.
Like you can think of that
Yeah.
as that. So execution is the key. So
Okay.
once you figured out an idea, and now I think especially with the era of like chat GPTs and Geminis of the world,
Yeah.
it is so easy to
Yeah.
get a execution plan.
Yes.
Just type in your idea, brainstorm with it, and then
Yeah.
get a plan and just get going. So that's
Yeah.
what we did. So for
Yeah.
example, okay, and we have a giant task list
Yeah.
of like one food truck, one for our jobs, and now one with the baby. And then we
Yeah.
just get up in the morning and be like, okay, need to do these 5 things today, and there's no
Yeah.
room for procrastination.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I think and that's why I think the co-founder thing also really work if you have
Yeah.
these supplemental
Yep.
skills
Absolutely. It
and
cannot
somebody to hold you accountable. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you've been talking about this idea. These are the 5 things you said you'll do.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that has really worked for us.
Hmm.
So, and specifically, if you want to talk about like, how to execute and start a food truck, we can go into that.
Yeah, absolutely want. So I want like viewers, like say
Yeah.
who have some of these ideas, right?
Yeah.
Get you more competition to begin with.
Yeah.
But
Go for it.
what I want to understand is, so how much capital is required to start a food truck?
So, if you are starting, it's a range again.
Yeah.
So I'll say somewhere around 100 to 200K, you can start a really brand new
Okay.
food truck.
Wow. Is it
With all the like your employees and like the one-time cost can be fully covered.
okay?
But then I think what I've learned from that or now is
Yeah.
like there's also another MVP version of that. You don't have to go and build a custom food truck, for example, right? Why spend 200K even
Yeah.
if you're not like you still want to just test out your idea? What you can do is you can rent out trucks.
Oh, okay.
So there are multiple vendors, especially in the Bay Area, that could just rent you a food truck for like $3,000 a month. So
Wow.
if you have a recipe in mind, if you have an idea, just go ahead and try it out for 6 months.
Got it.
It's as simple as that.
And do you need a California cottage food license for this, or it's a special license? Because I think when you're cooking, so there are various ways to start a restaurant business, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they start cooking things at home,
Yeah.
right? Then they start spreading on WhatsApp groups and everything. Then they test the idea that you got a franchisee, so you have everything set from beginning, right?
Yeah.
But let's say somebody is starting from scratch, they start cooking at home, they think that they are really good cooks, and they start doing this spread on WhatsApp and then gradually go ahead with that, right?
Yeah.
So for that, I believe there's a California food cottage license or something.
I like we don't have that. So I
Okay.
think if you're going, I don't know if a home-based chef
Yeah.
has a different license that they need.
Probably that's what
But
I'm
if you are
understanding.
going for a food truck,
Uh-huh.
there and the area you are in, there are these counties, right? County offices that you have to go to and get just a health permit.
Okay.
So they do an inspection of your truck once it's built, and they
Okay.
give you a permit to run it for a year, and you have to do it like an annual inspection.
So step number 1 is rent a food truck. Is that the step number 1?
I mean, yeah. So if you talk about our journey, it was we got a custom food truck built for ourselves.
Oh wow.
Because of the franchisee was really gung ho about like how their kitchen looks. So we had to take that concept and fit it in a food truck.
Wow.
So that's the reason we thought of building a custom, and now we think that we could have also gone with renting it out if we had our own recipes and we were
Yeah.
not sure of where to start.
Got it.
So I'll talk about that our journey because I can
Yeah,
give you more
yeah.
details.
Yeah.
So the first step for us was once we knew the blueprint of the kitchen, we contacted a vendor in Sacramento to build us a trailer. So we don't have like a truck that has a driving thing attached to it.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
trailer because
Trailer.
again it was much cheaper compared to a truck.
Yeah.
And then we have a separate pickup truck to drag it around.
Yes. And you purchase a pickup truck too.
Yeah, so we do a pre-owned
Pre-owned pickup truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pickup
And
truck.
what kind of truck is that?
It's a Chevy Silverado,
Okay.
and that also needs to be of certain like turbo strength that you can drag
Yeah,
your trailer with. So that's
it,
also
yeah.
something you have to look at. But yeah, so pre-owned truck would be around like 30K, and then this was something around like I think building was like 60, 70K and 20K of equipments in it.
Got it.
So that's
But renting would be like, so if somebody's renting, it would be if you have a pickup truck, then well and good. If you don't have then like just like
you can also rent. So they rent a fully functional food truck.
Oh, so
it
pickup.
comes with the car, like the driving seat attached to it.
Got it.
Right, you've seen the trucks, right?
Yeah,
so you
I
don't
know.
need a separate pickup truck at that point. But the
Got
only negative there would be that the kitchen is already set up. So it might be that you need a grill, and
Got
that
it.
truck might not have a grill.
Got
So
it.
you can't customize that.
And are there websites specifically, if somebody wants to just Google it, they can
Yeah,
Google the
yeah.
websites of
Website,
like,
your AIs would help you a
Yeah.
lot. So there's a like ton of, and especially in San Jose, there are a ton of vendors that do it. Maybe
it.
less in the other areas in US,
yeah.
but because of the seasonality and everything,
Got
trucks
it.
are not as popular there. But in Bay Area, you'll definitely find.
Got it. And so rent a food truck or buy depending on
Yeah.
like how your plans are short term versus long term, or like how do you want to, how conservative are you with
Exactly.
respect to starting? And then like What does it take to obtain the license?
Yeah, so if you're building a custom food truck, you can actually have your hand-drawn blueprints, send it to the county office. They will review it, correct it if they think something is not permissible, and then you can send it to your vendor and get started in a way that you know guaranteed you'll get a health permit.
Got
Right?
it.
So that's just a good thing that the county also does, or the health department. Otherwise, what you can do is you build a food truck. Once it's ready, you have to take it to their office,
Got it.
and they will do a physical survey of everything. Like there's some equipment that has to be
Yeah.
of standard, and like there are very very typical rules that they look
Yeah,
at.
yeah, yeah.
So you have to just make sure that you adhere to it, and
Yeah.
once they've given you the permit, you can start selling and be operational for a year.
For 1 year.
1 year.
What is the time frame for both these things, especially renting a food truck? Because the truck should be available, right? First of all, or there are plenty available. That's what you.
So, if you're renting a truck, there are plenty available, and you have so many vendors to go with. So you can pretty much nail it down in 15 days if you're, out hunting a truck every day. If you're building a truck, it would take you around 2 months or so.
Okay.
And then one biggest key that we didn't have to do, and like people starting a new food truck will have to, is nailing down your recipes.
Yeah.
And so that's another
That's another one. Once you got the permit and you have the food truck, then where do you start the food truck? Can you go and park anywhere,
No,
or like?
that's again like the biggest challenge because your location matters the most in a
Yeah,
food industry.
exactly. Yeah.
So like food trucks, we had to literally put ego aside and knock on every door of each these complexes and request them, hey, can we park a food truck here? And this was
Okay.
like a good 20-day ordeal that, knocking doors every day to find a spot. Because you can park on roads, but it's only allowed for 2 hours. So if
Okay.
you want to operate as a food truck that's permanently placed somewhere,
Yeah.
there are, I don't think, any areas in the Bay Area right now where you can just, it's just open to all and a food truck
Yeah.
can go and park forever.
Yeah.
Because you also need like an address, right? A permanent address on Google.
Correct.
So that's why you have to partner with an already existing business that's ready to share the space with you.
Yeah, because there's a lot of management, right? Because I know there's a place in Sunnyvale where a lot of food trucks initially started, and people started parking their left, right, center,
Exactly.
and a lot of mismanagement, and like because people couldn't find parkings, and everywhere around that area that you see, there will be boards saying that this is not a parking for a food truck, right?
Right.
And then it becomes a big management issue for us as an audience or as a client for the food trucks and food truck owners as well, right? So it
Yeah,
becomes very
but
chaotic.
so the funny story about that is like that was literally the thing, like the area we showed our franchisee folks while pitching them the idea that look how cool this looks. And
Yeah.
by the time our food truck was ready, that area was gone.
That area is good. And I know like it moved to some other area now
But
that is much
then
more
we
clear.
figured out why, and that's why food truck is also because a restaurant has one space, dedicated space, and nobody can like move you before your lease is over.
Yes.
But with the food truck, and no mistake of the food truck owners per se, but just because there was so much chaos and so much people and lack of ownership because it was a common area,
Yeah.
the small businesses around that area actually complained and made the trucks move because it was a hassle for them.
Oh no, it was absolutely hassle. Like I
But you
second that.
wouldn't really like consider that while starting. You'll be like,
You cannot.
there's a place
Yeah.
there I can go park. But
Yeah.
there's so many things that are completely out of control,
Yes.
out of your control, that you cannot like gauge in a
Foresee it,
business. It will
yeah.
just come as a problem and then
Yeah.
you'll have to solve it.
Yeah. So what does the knocking the door means like in terms of complexes? Like then whom do you call? Like here there's a concept of street malls, right? Where
Exactly. So strip malls is
yeah.
one of the things. I don't think they like we've never got any luck out of that. Like because a lot of strip malls already have restaurants, and those restaurants won't allow another competition to
Yeah.
just come and park.
Exactly.
So strip malls not so much, but there are like these one-off stores. When you just go on El Camino, for example, there are many one-off stores and empty lots that you'll see. So, for example, for us, this is our second location.
Okay.
The first one went under construction. So the first one was just a car dealership.
Got
He
it.
had the space. We asked him, and he was okay to get us going.
Yeah.
The second one was just an empty land beside a hotel. Nobody has ever done anything to it. I'm sure everybody has crossed it, and it doesn't like register this is a space,
Hmm.
but we would just open Google Maps and be like, okay, what is the next best spot you can find on maps, and
Wow.
go and just like reach out to the people.
Yeah.
And we got lucky here because we just, again, cold walking, cold knocking is
Hmm.
the way to go with businesses like
Wow.
this. So we went into the hotel, lucky that the owner was right there. And I think the way we approached her made her talk, because she's
Hmm.
like, a lot of food truck owners have asked me about this,
Okay.
but their approach has been aggressive. Like,
Hmm.
please give it to me, I'll pay whatever, and all of that. That's what she was saying.
Got it.
And but you guys had a plan, and convincing enough. So guess we got lucky.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, this is like a lot of like selling your idea and convincing people
Yeah.
that you'll be good with their property, and you'll
Yeah.
not just like you don't have no wrong intention, and it'll
Yeah.
work out for both parties.
Yeah. So till now, this seems to be the toughest part. Like, I'm sure there are more tough parts to it, but till now, like,
Yeah.
for example, one is throwing money, which
Yeah.
people are just sitting to
Yeah.
throw money here and there for investment. Second part is
Yeah.
licensing. It's still a process. Like, immigrants know processes better. Like, we
Exactly.
file DS 160 kind of an application every year or
I
two.
agree.
So we are super good at processes. Like, our
Yeah.
passports, like something or the other keeps on renewing. So
Yeah.
we are absolutely good at that.
Agree.
But we are not good at like cold calling,
Yeah.
knocking at doors.
Yeah.
And so this seems to be one of the toughest things till now. But let's say you got a place. And one more question on a place, right? So there are two concepts of the food truck, at least in Bay Area, and even I visited Austin and multiple other cities where there's significant amount of Indian population.
Yeah.
There are two concepts. One is solo truck, right?
Yeah.
Big area, there's one truck parked,
Yeah.
people come in, enjoy and go, right? Second is a group,
A
the
food truck
area,
park of
yeah, food
sorts.
truck park, yeah,
Yeah.
it's called food truck park. Okay, so food truck park where there are a bunch of food trucks,
Hmm.
good parking and everything, potentially good parking,
Yeah.
hopefully. And then like people have a lot of choices, where there's a common area where everybody pitches into, like, just have the sitting area and everything.
Mhm.
And then so which one works better as per you?
So what we've realized, and if you think of that chop party concept from India, if you don't have too many options to serve on a food truck, you will limit your audience, because people will get bored eating what you have, and
Yeah.
they will, maybe the return footfall would not be as much as you want. So variety brings more footfall.
Go-
So that is definitely a good idea of having a food truck park, and it's also the place that we are on. We were the only one there first, but now change of owners and whatnot. Now that entire area is going to have like 4, 5 food trucks.
Oh, is it?
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be competitive, but we know in long run this is going to benefit everyone.
If somebody goes with their family and maybe they have different choices,
Yes.
they do get multiple options, and it
100%.
feels more like India, probably, like, because we are going for that
Yeah.
street food vibe, which a lot of people miss. So I
100%.
think that's where I wanted to ask that question. But it might be more difficult to get that setting, right? Like, because
Yeah, you have to. It's basically, you have to be lucky to find a
Yeah.
space like that.
Yeah.
And then who do you, like, the owner, the landlord, basically.
Yeah.
It also comes down to that. Like, they could be like, hey, I could just lease it to a Volvo and just be dealing with one person versus like 5 food trucks.
Yeah.
And it's basically a landlord's decision. So
Hmm.
this one is just worked out, or the food truck parks that Austin has. I think those are just common areas that the government offer. So I mean, it's a luck.
Yeah.
But if you do find a spot in parks like these, I think that's a great place to start. You get free footfall, free marketing,
Yeah.
because somebody already has built a space there. Just getting a large revenue or sales out of like just one standing business, you can get it.
Yeah.
But we had to do a lot of like marketing and
Yeah.
just get the word out there so that people
Yes.
know where to find us.
What does the rent look like for places like solo, like, let's say there's a solo land where like you got your food truck parked
It again
recently?
is a range,
Uh-huh.
depending, but like Sunnyvale is like the
Yeah.
meat of the
Yeah.
Bay Area where the
Yeah.
Indians are. It could range from anywhere from like 1,800 to 3,000 also.
Okay.
Because if you are looking for a space where you need like 6, 7 car park and all of that, it will go on the higher end.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to understand, like you rent a place, right? Is the rent monthly, or is it like you have to pay lump sum yearly or something?
No, the rent's monthly, most places, and then they'll take a deposit, like basically how you rent a condo or something.
Got it, got it. So now you've rented the place, you've got food truck and everything. Till now, probably your monthly expenses close to $6,000, considering that you're renting a food truck 3,000, renting a good property for
Yeah,
3,000, so $6,000 is
yeah.
your current so far.
One-time
This is what
investment.
we have
Yeah,
invested,
yeah.
right? And we have invested time, obviously, which
Right.
nobody can take away from us. Um, so these two things are there. What are the next steps? Like you already know what you are cooking,
Yeah.
right? So like then you hire people, right? Or you cook to
Basically,
begin
that is
with.
your next step. So you know what you're cooking, you know where you're cooking, where you'll be parked. Your next, or I think you can do this parallelly as well,
Mhm.
because either you are going to be on the truck and cooking your food,
Hmm.
or you will have to, if you are going to treat this as a passive or side hustle,
Yeah,
you will need people and you will have to train them
yeah,
on your recipes. So
got
you
it.
can do these things in parallel.
Yeah. Okay. And you filed a LLC, limited liability company, or is it something
Yeah, we
else?
run it under LLC.
LLC.
Yeah, you can do
And
a sole proprietorship, and there are
yeah,
multiple ways of
yeah,
doing
S
it.
corps and other things. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And S corps is mainly if somebody's investing into your business, right?
Not very sure about it.
Okay, but LLC is the safest
LLC
thing.
basically is for they can be, single person LLC or a multi-member LLC.
Hmm.
It's just a good way of securing yourself from, like, all the kind of salary you're getting
Hmm.
is a different one source of
Hmm.
income, and your LLC just gives you more legal coverage basically for
Hmm.
running a business. Like,
Yeah,
for example, if you go bankrupt or whatever,
yeah.
LLC has to pay. I think
LLC
like
has to
that's
pay.
and
Yeah,
I can be corrected by accountants out there, but
yeah, yeah.
that, like, it is just a good idea to keep it separate.
Yeah. So LLC is also one cost that we should account till now, right? And
It's not a massive fee,
massive.
I'll say, because a health permit, for example, is a bigger fee than that. It's like
Oh, is it?
500 or something dollars a year.
Year.
So LLC is also something similar. It's
Hmm.
not a big amount.
And you filed a California-based LLC, because a lot of people I
Yeah.
know, like, because I watch Shark Tank very religiously, a lot of people do Delaware-based LLC too,
I know
because
that's
there's
once you are a giant where you
yeah,
have to save taxes like
oh,
that,
those
sure.
kind of things.
It
Yeah,
just is easier right now where you are, just like
yeah,
startup.
fine.
And taxes wise, it becomes more clean as well because you're paying so
Hmm.
LLC, the taxes work in a way. It's not that, your business is paying all of the profits will be combined, and
Yeah.
you as individual has to pay taxes. So I think it's just cleaner if you do it in the same state where you are.
Got it. So we formed the LLC. You now like finding people, right? How do you find people? And like, is there a dearth of people here, or like there's abundance?
So actually, no. There are people. I'll say there is people willing to work in this industry, but to find qualified people
Hmm.
who knows to cook,
Hmm.
the qualified people who are willing to work on a food truck, because a lot
Hmm.
of passionate chefs want their own
Yeah,
restaurants.
yeah,
But then also the attrition in this industry is the biggest pain
yeah,
point,
yeah,
be it a restaurant or food truck.
yeah,
So you will have to keep finding people
yeah.
again and again. Like
Hmm.
every 2-3 months, there'll be somebody moving around. So yeah, but again, the people issue is one of the biggest ongoing
Yeah,
monthly
yeah.
drama.
That would be one of the toughest thing as well, right? Like on recurring basis, like managing people,
Or 100%.
right? Yeah, because like you need to make sure that they are coming first of all, or
Yeah.
if there's no show, then literally you
And
cannot. So
especially if you're thinking of this as a passive income,
yeah,
you are not going to be
cooking.
there
Yeah,
100% of the time,
yeah.
but you want your business to be run. And this, like, restaurants are so people facing, like
Hmm.
one bad review and like you're done.
Yeah.
You've lost a customer for life.
Yep.
So how do you find the right people? How do you train them, imbibe your values of like how you envision your
Yep.
business to be? And then how do you keep them happy so they stick around with you for a
Hmm.
long time? So, like,
Yeah.
for example, our two core people that
Hmm.
are family now have
Hmm.
been with us from day one.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we are very proud of that.
Yeah. No, no. And retaining good talent is a
Yeah,
key. Like we do that in management. You're a product manager,
exactly.
and like we all
But
face
in
through
tech,
these
you have
challenges.
so much, it is not, you just don't stay for the money,
Yeah.
right? But these are minimum paying wage
Yeah.
occupation. So wherever they get a
A little bit
better
more. Yeah.
offer, they are going to move.
Yeah.
So yeah, it becomes a lot more trickier, and there is no career ladder here that they can, jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it becomes like, how do you keep them motivated? So you have to find the right people because what keeps us motivated, for example, is like when you are on the truck, seeing people smiling,
Yeah.
giving you that happy feedback.
Yeah.
So you need people who are driven by that.
I mean, it's not driven by like $4 to $5 incremental
Exactly.
cost per hour,
Exactly,
right?
because
Yeah.
you
And
cannot match that.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
at a point, because you are running such a lean machine, you
Yeah.
will run out of like how much money can you
Yeah.
give? You have to
How
run a
are the
profitable business.
margins good in food
Uh,
truck coming because since you
Better than the restaurants, I think.
okay.
It is still 10 to 15%, and
Hmm.
franchisee makes it a little harder because you have to pay a
Yeah.
royalty. But yeah, we operate on a 10 to 15% mark.
10
It
to
can be
15.
even better. Like people can go to 20 if you cook by yourself, because that's like
Yeah.
chef salary is the biggest
Correct.
kharcha.
That is interesting. But how do you find these people? Like, is there a website like eBay
I
or?
wish, and that was one of the ideas we wanted to pursue. Well, and we did go to Indeed and other places, but there is, unfortunately, fortunately, no place like that.
Is,
And again, you have to do a lot of cold calling.
oh my God. Okay.
Because
Cold
where do
calling,
you
I
find
don't
these
like
people?
cold calling to be honest. But yeah, like,
But if you have to, if like that is how you start. And once you
yeah.
start and find like 5 people,
Hmm.
you start building a network there as well. So now people just come by word of mouth and like come to the truck. But the first team that we had to create was basically just, asking people, hey, do you know somebody? Do you know
Yeah.
somebody? Going to stores and like talking to cashiers and be like, hey, do you know somebody who can cook?
Yeah.
Basically that. Like that's how we
Yeah.
found our first few people.
Wow. Yeah. So, audience, if you're watching this, there's an idea that just came out of us is like
Exactly.
LinkedIn of chefs, LinkedIn
Of
of like maybe
day workers or
day
something.
workers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Handymans and contractors. There are a lot of apps like this these days.
But they do freelancing. So somebody who's
Yeah.
looking for a job
Job.
and
Yeah.
there's a minimum wage, I don't think there
They,
is a site for that.
they
Yeah.
don't post it on LinkedIn or maybe like
Jobs for that?
yeah.
I don't think so, man, because
Mm.
I don't know if these people are on LinkedIn.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we can make some things easier for
Yeah, the business
people
owners,
who are
yeah.
hunting versus people
I
who
would love
need
that.
people.
Please do it.
Yeah. How fresh is the food which we usually eat in food trucks or restaurant?
I mean, is it made on like the curries are made on the spot?
No,
No.
I'm sure curries are not made on the
But
spot.
it's
Everybody knows.
fresh in a way that it is a daily consumption.
Okay.
And food trucks
Oh,
is
that is
even
beautiful.
more. I don't know about other restaurants because they
Mm.
have a ton of storage space and freezer space and whatnot. But because we are a food truck and we have to manage in a small space, we cannot over prepare that. I prepared for a week and then I can feed people because I don't have the space for that.
Oh, so that gives me a good insight into yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't take the leftovers at home, or you have giant
We
freezers
don't
and
have leftovers. We cook on very, very small batches.
so that's
So
beautiful.
that way, the
So
first few weeks was very, very hard because we don't know how much to cook. We
yeah.
ran out of inventory all the time. Like,
I remember that like a few of my cousins visited and they were like probably mutual friends and all.
yeah.
They were mentioning that I don't know how these guys are even managing this. I saw Charu like taking eggs, like going to grocery in between.
Exactly, that's what we had to do. We had to actually, like, we used to run out of eggs, man. Like, how funny is that? But we couldn't
Egg when
manage.
you're running out of eggs.
Imagine. So that is like the days and thankfully we were close to a grocery store. We could manage that.
Okay.
But now, again, super techie, so we do our thorough data analysis of what day of the week, how much we have to prepare, how much andas we need to boil, how much curries we need to prepare, all of that.
Yeah.
And that prep used to happen like early in the morning. So it is like I'll call it super fresh.
That is good to know actually
Yeah.
because a lot of myth people have, and some of that might be true as well for bigger restaurants that the food is stored for a very, very long
Yeah.
time, and which that's why people have started
Yeah.
eating home cooked food more. But it's good to know that food trucks don't have any storage. So
Exactly.
good insight actually from that perspective. So yeah, I think we got almost the entire routine, right? So now we just execute on day-to-day basis, right? And you're closed on Mondays is what you mentioned.
Yeah, we are closed on Mondays, and that was a break that my team needed, man. Because weekends are
Yeah.
just the craziest time.
Yeah. So Mondays are like Saturdays for you. Like
Basically, we look forward to our Mondays.
So how do you like you mentioned that you guys bonded over a date, right? So like you're missing all the Friday evenings where you can go to all fancy restaurants, go
Oh,
for
yeah.
like dinner dates and go for clubbing and
Yeah.
like multiple other things.
Of
Oh
me.
wow.
We've
Yes,
not
this
taken
is
one day off. I'll give you a story of like what it takes. So my real sister's wedding was in 2 months of when we first started our truck. So we started in May and she was getting married in July in India. We imagine the days off we took. Between the two of us, we took 2 days off.
Wow.
We went for India for 2 days.
Wow.
We landed, attended the ceremony, and were back on the truck the very like before the weekend started. So
Yeah.
that's what it takes because you have made a commitment. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things on stake.
Yeah.
So you just time and money at that point, you just have to prioritize.
Because one is initial investment cost and everything. Now food truck is running.
Yeah.
Now what sacrifices do you have to make? And coming back to my point where
Yeah.
you have a newborn, 4 months. And now I know like how do you manage it, because it's like you are like Superman and Superwoman out there.
Not at
for
all,
sure.
man. Imagine this. Like, think of the people who are running like multiple, like, that's a hope one day we also do that.
Yeah, no, but like the thing is, you have to be physically present at least till.
Yeah.
And do you think that you will find a day where it works automatically as a pure passive income?
Yeah, I think at this point you'll see us only on the weekends.
Oh, is it?
Weekdays,
Okay.
and we knew that, and you want wants more time when I was
Yeah.
on mat leave and I wanted to spend that time with her.
Yeah.
So that's why we kind of did that split and not showing up on weekdays in the
Yeah.
truck, and team is more empowered. And
Yeah.
I think that is the best thing that we've done.
Yeah.
We have invested in our team. That's one thing. But I think a question about the sacrifice part, was that, did I miss
Yeah.
that? I think we used to joke about it. Sacrifices or the issues that came on a daily basis. That if I was journaling that year, that book will be called Book of Horrors.
And people will be demotivated even after watching this
Demotivated, and
podcast.
it could be made in a horror movie, right? Like, so I always used to think like parents are super, they get some superpowers, because how are you awake every night and still being productive at work? But when you have a baby, then you learn. Like,
Yeah.
thinking about these things are more hard and looks tougher
Yeah.
versus when you're actually doing it. You just
Yeah.
manage.
Yeah, once
That's
you're in, I think then you put 200%.
Yeah.
I think 0 to 1 is very tough. A
Yeah.
lot of people get scared from 0 to 1,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Ideas, everybody has great ideas, better than all ideas out here. Like, same thing Mark Zuckerberg mentions. Like, you have idea,
Yeah.
but like the toughest part is execution. And like
I
for
wouldn't even say execution. I think getting started.
getting started from 0 to 1. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
I feel like that what keeps a lot of people like imagine having that conversation with a friend.
Yeah.
The first thing is the idea. The second thing is always talking about why this idea won't work.
Won't work. Yeah.
Like, why? Just you have to be some crazy optimist
Yeah.
at times and be your biggest like
Yeah.
supporter and say like, it will work.
Yeah, and one beautiful thing that I like about all these LLMs out there, like ChatGPTs,
Yeah.
Gemini's, Claudes, and all, if you pitch an idea to them, right, they'll first appreciate you. Like, what a brilliant idea. And then I'm happy till
Yeah.
you don't prompt them to ask about a specific question
Yeah.
that where can it go wrong. Like, if you ask an idea about, I want to like create a like limbu soda kind of like lemonade kind of, but more Indian version.
Yeah.
They will appreciate you left, right, center, right?
Yeah.
The moment you ask like how do we solve the distribution problem, then they'll say, oh, like, yeah, this is the toughest problem to be solved. And like,
Yeah.
even Coke and Pepsi took 10 years and millions and billions of funding to get there.
Exactly.
So at least they give you hope and they give you enough data points.
Yeah.
So I think with Gen AI, everything is so easy. And so how is AI changed? Because I think when you started your food truck, there was no Gen AI, right? No
Yeah.
famous Gen AI. There were LLMs out there, but they were not like
not
so
used
easy.
every
Yeah,
day
exactly.
basis. Yeah. 100%. And for us, I think I am like so thankful that we finally have that, because with that $20 monthly subscription, I'm saving hundreds of dollars on designers
Yes.
and like website makers, etc. Because all our posters now, all our copy,
Everything is.
all of that is coming out of
Yeah.
either Gemini or GPT out there.
Nano banana. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that like prompt engineering is becoming more important for me
Yeah.
as a business owner than a product manager.
Yeah. Till now, what we discussed is the recurring monthly income, I think still is within $10,000 a month. Is my understanding right?
So
Not include, I will not include chef's salary and everything,
exactly
right?
salary. So cogs also, right? You have to buy inventory to make your food. So that
yeah,
will
yeah.
be 20-25% of your cost, and then the second biggest cost will be your employee salary.
Yeah.
So that.
So where does it land? Like, is it still less than 20K a month? Or it can go a little above that?
Yeah, that really truly depends on how many people, etc., that you're getting, and if you are cooking yourself. Otherwise, I'll say
What is the ballpark range basically?
Ballpark for the overall
Average, like if
monthly
monthly
operational
cost,
cost.
operational cost.
I would say, yeah, 20-ish K, you can do a very good job. Like you can
Okay.
also squeeze in and make it less, like less,
Yeah.
do less rent. So one other big thing with a food truck is also, we talked about renting and like
Yeah.
parking a trailer,
Yeah.
but you also have to have a commissary attached to your trailer. Commissary
What is
is a
commissary?
commercial kitchen, a
Okay.
cloud kitchen of sorts.
Mhm.
So every trailer needs to have a cloud kitchen, a space where you do like your bulk cooking or your prep, or where you dump your gray water. So there are other services around a truck
Okay.
that you have to have a like
Yeah.
this is just part of the rules
Yeah.
where you get your fresh water from, etc.
God. Yeah.
So
Where do you get water from, by the way?
that is
Yeah.
the commissary. So we have
Okay.
to go to the commercial kitchen every day, and that's where we get our water from. We dump like there's a large like wastewater tank that we have to empty out there. There's only specific area
Wow.
you can empty the tank. All of that is very like they're very strict about these things. You can't
Yeah.
just dump it in any sewage.
Yeah. If I
Uh,
keep on drilling down each and every topic, I
I
think we
know,
can talk
but
for 24 hours.
I know, but why I brought this up was that is also a really big expense.
Yeah.
So
How
that
much water do you get, by the way?
I think they have a 60 gallon tank or something. I don't know. I might be
Oh,
mixing
so
it up. It's
it
a
is like something attached on a food
it
truck,
is
or
attached on a truck. So you have a freshwater tank and then you have a
okay.
gray water
And you
dumping
just
tank.
like, is it as easy as like putting a hose and
Yeah,
like
basically you just yeah, you can drain it out. There's just basically a hose there.
got it,
It's
got it.
pretty easy, but the cost just adds up when
And
you.
where do you dump all the waste, like all the paper plates and disposables and
So
everything?
we again just like we take the entire like garbage and all of
Hmm.
that to the commissary, and that's where we trash.
That's also obviously a charge, right? Because like
Yeah, yeah. So the
try.
commissary charges for all these amenities they
Hmm.
provide you for a disposal and etc. And also the kitchen hours you use to bulk prep and all of that.
Wow, yes, so much work. So basically, before, let's say, food truck starts at 5 o'clock, so you need to be ready at 4 o'clock or even earlier.
So I'll tell you a story about the first few weeks of when we used to start. We used to so our commissary is in San Jose and we used to live in San Jose,
Hmm.
so the travel was not too bad.
Hmm.
But we used to reach the commercial kitchen at 6 a.m. in the morning because we couldn't even ask our employees to come that early because they just wrapped up the truck at 12 and maybe reached home at 1, right? So we used to feel very guilty and we used to go prep at 6. We would do all the bulk prep of like
Yeah.
boil eggs, rice, and whatnot. Come back for our 9 a.m. calls,
Hmm.
work 9 to 5, and then make sure that we are ready and available at the truck at 5.
Hmm.
While our employees would then just prep. And so, one thing we did, and something that I think everybody can use if you're doing 9 to 5, we purposefully started our truck at 5
Yeah.
because we wanted to be there. We knew that we're gonna have to take a hit on the sales just operating it for half a day, but we wanted to make sure that we are present at the truck the first few months of
Hmm.
operating. So that's the reason we did it 5.
But like food truck should be mainly like
But
footfall
it's a
should be.
restaurant, right?
Technically, it's a restaurant, yeah.
So like we have enough menu for you to offer at lunch
Lunch,
and
yeah.
DoorDash, Uber. Like
Hmm. Oh yeah.
there's another rule in restaurants. You will gain more revenue
Hmm.
depending on the number of hours you are open. So even if
Okay.
you're open from midnight to
Ah,
5 in the morning,
yeah.
you will have orders.
Wow. Okay, so I was assuming because like
I
we
know.
we live in so much bubble that we think whatever we are doing is everybody doing, right? So, but that's interesting. So the revenue is proportional to hours that you're spending. And why is the case that all restaurants here shut down at 9, which is
I have
one of
no
the
idea,
so
man.
boring things? And you're coming from New York, so one cultural shock
Exactly.
from there, like where that city never sleeps. We all come from India. Oh,
You
like
can order
all
ice cream at like 12 in the
12,
night.
yeah, like it is crazy. Like 4 a.m. is very common. Like people still are hanging out,
Yeah.
having food and a lot of other things, right? So why restaurants? Is it because people want to give good work-life balance, or the labor cost significantly increases after 9?
I honestly don't think that's the case because now the new restaurants and trucks that are opening,
Hmm.
like we hated that part of like not getting food after 9.
Yeah,
So made sure that our hours are until 10, 10:30.
yeah,
But I think a lot of these restaurants, initially when they started, I think that was a trend in California.
hmm.
People used to eat early, and by
Hmm.
9, after 9, there was no
Yeah,
offerings, and like people, there might not be enough foot
yeah,
traffic.
yeah.
So they would just wrap it up. But I see that changing now. Like,
Oh, okay.
right? Like, even in there are 24-hour available
Grocery stores.
grocery stores that
Yeah,
offer
restaurant.
food
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that is a big gap. So if you are
Hmm.
looking for something open 10 to 5 in the morning, you will definitely get some business.
Wow. Yeah, that is amazing. And so there's nothing like which specific to the cost, operational costs where people are closing at 9. It's just a
So it
routinary
does
thing.
also become very like
Hectic.
hectic for people working.
Yeah.
I said, right, like 12 hours, it crushes you. So if you are
Yeah.
opening at 12, you have starting your prep at 6 in the morning and then taking the
Yeah.
whole day.
Yeah.
Like at a point you need a break. You
Yeah.
cannot work
Yeah.
24 hours. So
Yeah.
that is also a reason. And we do take a break just for that reason, that so that people get a break, like people
Got it.
working.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you can do a rotational team or
Hmm.
things like that, there are many ways around
Hmm.
it,
Hmm.
which we have not gotten
Hmm.
into yet.
Hmm.
But otherwise, you can run it. It's not a cost issue.
And is there any particular Indian cuisine left in Bay Area where there's no food truck?
Ooh.
Or like we have covered everything. I've never seen, to be very honest, South Indian food truck. Are there any good South Indian food
There
trucks?
are South Indian food trucks.
Okay.
There's one coming in our lot as well.
Okay.
So
Which
there's
is nice. Yeah.
definitely that's a thing. I've never seen a Rajasthani food truck.
Hmm.
So I'm sure there is there are
Uh,
multiple. Yeah, India is just
yeah.
has so many cuisine. I don't even think I know about them.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm sure there's still opportunity. I remember somebody talking about just a dessert food truck, the
Hmm.
Indian style dessert food
Yeah.
truck
Yeah. Yeah.
that we have. So that's like the ideas out there.
Yeah.
Somebody just needs to execute.
Yeah, yeah. And why don't people open purely like this chai and bun maska kind of food truck? Because it's because of the math doesn't add up.
I don't, yeah, I think the math won't
Math,
add up
yeah, because
because it
only
is,
one menu item and like low margin. How much can
I mean, a
people pay
one-time
for a chai?
investment for a food truck, you're going to take at least a decent size
Yeah,
to recoup 100K or so.
just over chai or
And
few other
especially if
things.
you're not running it yourself,
Hmm.
your employee monthly cost, can you recoup 10,000? Can you sell 10,000 worth of chai?
Yeah,
Right? Is that because a coffee, like I've seen multiple trucks that sell coffee
got it.
and they do phenomenally well because
Hmm.
that's the culture here.
Hmm.
You are only catering to a
Hmm.
significant diaspora,
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
might not work out.
Do you target only Indian audience or there are other like people from other origins also coming, like people,
Yeah, so we are,
Americans or
I'll say 80% is
Indian?
very, very specific Indian crowd.
20% is non-Indian?
20% is not Indian because we have a hotel beside us, so a lot of Asian people show up. A lot of Americans show up
Hmm.
like from the word of mouth.
Hmm.
Their Indian friends bring them
Yeah, that
from
is
work
good.
and all, so that is also great. We also started a whole separate corporate catering wing, which is
Okay.
like not linked with Eggmania, but like a separate thing that we just expanded it.
I want to cover a lot of success stories. Like, I don't want people to get demotivated.
I
Like,
know.
obviously, it takes a lot to do it on a regular basis, right? So, what are your success stories? Like, what is the highest number of people you ever seen in your food truck?
So I,
Footfall, basically.
as I was saying, I have run out of inventory. So we could cater, I think 160, 170 was that day's number when we ran out of
Hmm.
inventory. If I had, I would have gone higher. But that's not like just numbers and sales and profit is also not the motivator. I
Hmm.
think I read this somewhere and I feel like people who are getting into entrepreneurship will react to this. Like, if you are competing with somebody who loves what they're doing,
Hmm.
you will fail. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot compete with these
Yeah.
people. So I think that is what it is for us. Like the adrenaline and thrill that you
Hmm.
get from running something of your
Hmm.
own.
Hmm.
The problems are your own, the solutions you have to come up with. Nobody is here to solve. There's no boss.
Yeah.
There is nobody you
Yeah.
can go up to.
Yeah.
You are the one. Like, you have to figure out each and everything. I think that's thrilling, and that adrenaline keeps you going.
Yeah.
So that is the biggest high. And I think the second one for us right now is like, I'm telling you, the network that you build, right? Like, I
Wow.
met you because
Yeah.
of that. I
Yeah.
met other like
Yeah.
giant restaurant owners
Yeah.
that we've reached out to, or like have helped to mentor us because of the small thing that we
Yeah,
built.
absolutely.
Um,
And like skill sets, right?
yeah,
Like
skill set.
imagine the number of skill sets because we are living in a comfort zone, right? We have good salaries, we have everything going. We are not used to cold calling people, not used to like cold emails.
Yeah.
So and like door knocking and multiple other things, right? We are always scared to do that, and we are always lazy to do that. Like, why do you want to
Exactly.
do that? So networking and all other things, they are phenomenal. And you mentioned that you were profitable from the like first month itself.
Yeah.
So right, basically, like if I say 20-25K is the monthly recurring cost, you were making more money than
Yeah.
like all
So
the
we had targeted when we first started and we ran our numbers. We were very conservative in our numbers that,
yeah.
hey, maybe the first year we will, if you break even, it will be great. And
Hmm.
like just, one dream number in our head was like, if we could make 500K, like $500,000 in revenue, how cool will be that?
Yeah.
And we had surpassed that number by a giant margin
Okay.
in
Are
the
you
first year.
comfortable telling the
Let's
number?
not get into
Okay.
that, but I will just let that be here that,
I,
we met that, beat that by a big
wow.
way, and that was like the biggest win because
That is nice.
it was unimaginable.
There are very rare businesses
Yeah.
where you can be profitable from first month. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of software companies, they became profitable after 10 years, like after a lot of funding. And you
Yeah.
did not do go under like funding rounds and everything, right? You
Yeah.
put your own capital.
Yeah.
You also
It's
had,
bootstrap.
as
Yeah.
you mentioned, you did not rent a food truck. You put your own money buying
Yeah.
a food
So
truck.
when I say profitable, you have to cut out the first time investment
Yeah,
on a
got it.
monthly basis,
Recurring. Yeah.
recurring, and then so generally the number in a restaurant business is it takes you 2.5 years for a successful business to recoup your one-time investment, and
Yeah.
that's also looking true for us.
Yeah. What are the other success stories? Like, what is the best day of your
Oh, I
restaurant?
have
Like,
to tell you this, the
yeah.
best day or the highlight that we talk about is there have been vegetarians who have come on the truck, like they've been brought by their brother or husband, and they're like, I really want her to try egg, and this is the place I want her
Wow.
to try, and this is the dish I want her to try. And we are like, wow. And then there are kids. So what we used to
Amazing.
do in the first 2 years, and we probably should start again. We used to give out stickers to kids who would come to our truck,
Hmm.
and now we have so many kids that want to eat the
Yeah.
same veggie sandwich
Yeah.
and enjoy that space.
Yeah.
So I think it's just wonderful to see that community built,
Yeah.
and I'll call that the biggest success, man.
Yeah. Reaction of people, right? Especially,
Yeah.
and are people too critical or they are fine? Like, maybe, like, not everybody, for example, out of 100 people, there would be one or two people who would keep on complaining or would want a refund back. Are there people like that, or like it's you haven't
Yeah,
experienced?
you see very unique personalities.
Okay.
They're good people in a way
Mm.
that, they would travel every week from Santa Cruz. We have a customer who would be like, I don't mind driving 1 hour because I want to have this, or drive from SF. But there are then personalities who would just not be happy at all. They're
Yeah.
like, ठंड बहुत है, गर्मी बहुत है. I'm like, this is a food truck. But like, it's interesting. And you
Yeah.
get to learn to cope up with all the
Yeah.
personalities
Yeah.
and
While smiling.
while smiling. And that's, how we both kind of evolve. Like in tech, how you tend to overthink,
Yeah.
read between the lines of what people are saying, or overanalyze what your manager has
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
in a critical feedback.
Yeah.
But now, because you don't have time, because you meet 100 different kind of people, you only focus on being productive. How can
Beautiful.
I help you? How can I be
Hmm.
the best I can right now?
Yeah.
And that whole like, I don't need to meditate. The overthinking part has left me because I don't
Yeah.
have the time for it.
Yeah. Like your brain is not thinking 50 different things, right? Because your brain is so occupied one after the other. But do
Exactly.
you ever think that I need like 5 days, no people, nothing. I'll go do meditation or like basically, I know, like you
Like
mentioned,
unwind, right? Take time.
unwinding kind of thing, or like go and sit, watch the
I
sunset.
could do this again and again and again without a break. At least for now, I
You're
don't think
good.
so.
Yeah.
And like we would, before this, we had our weekends, we'd
Mm.
lazy around. The biggest problem on a weekend was what movie to watch.
Uh,
But now, like there is no 2 hours that you can actually lazy around because there's a pile of work that you have to complete, and I wouldn't trade this for anything.
so you did not watch Dhurandhar 1 and 2?
I have not. I also
Oh
had a
my.
baby at that time, so I
Oh
will
yeah.
put it on her for this one.
Yeah. Got it.
I haven't watched a movie. I don't think we watched a movie in a theater in like 2 years.
No, theater is fine because a lot of people haven't watched after COVID. A lot of
Oh,
things
COVID,
changed,
people have not.
but Netflix and all, like
Yeah,
you
Netflix,
get time to watch movies.
we would sneak in a show here
Little
and
bit,
there, but
yeah.
it has to be super valuable of my time.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll always take like 100 feedbacks from my friends, like, is
Hmm.
it worth it?
Yeah, yeah. And can you sustain this for another n number of years, considering now you know newborn,
Yeah.
and you have help from India, like nannies, and like how do you manage a newborn?
So,
Because newborn
yeah,
in itself is a project which is more than
I
your
know.
office work,
Yeah.
more than anything else. How are you even managing it?
I don't know,
That
man.
was my first question, but I don't want to go there. Like, but the time management aspects of it, I wanted to understand.
You know what we've learned for time management is also initially when I don't know, just my personality also. You give me one task and give me 5 hours, I'll take the entire 5 hours to do that task.
Hmm.
But you give me one task and give me an hour, same task, I'll finish it off. And that's what's happening now. Now you have 100 things on your plate, you will somehow find a
Yeah,
way to fit it in.
yeah, yeah.
So I guess just
We have a lot of time.
we
That is
do
for
have a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
time.
that
So
is true.
if you actually think that 9 to 5 is draining and like everybody has a different hectic schedule for the
Yeah,
jobs as well,
yeah.
but everybody also has at least 3 4 hours a day and you can make the most of it.
Anything else that you want to share with our audience?
I don't know so much, but
Anything why people should be motivated to
I
like
think
open a restaurant or a food truck?
yeah.
Do you ever want to open a restaurant?
Um, so just given the numbers and that what we've seen, I think food trucks are more profitable than a restaurant.
Hmm.
It is less of a commitment that you don't have to lease a 10-year space and then just
Yeah,
get stuck to it.
yeah,
So in Bay Area, if you're somebody starting new, I think truck is the way to go.
yeah.
Restaurant, maybe, but not in the cards right
Hmm.
now. I think anything that is not like crazy consumer facing like a catering business for
Hmm.
example, they are way more profitable and we are exploring that right now.
Got it. So food trucks are the way to go. And
Trucks,
how many food trucks are opening on monthly basis in Bay Area? Like, are there because you know the network now,
I
right?
mean,
So
somebody was telling me that on El Camino, there were at least 20 new LLCs in term of restaurants that opened
okay.
just in 2026
Wow.
on that El Camino strip.
And how many exist in Bay Area? Just Indian food
I
trucks?
think there must be at least in the Bay, and if you don't count SF, because SF has its
Yeah,
own
not as like
culture,
including East Bay and
East
everything.
and West Bay, I think at least 15 to 20-ish
Oh, that's
food
it?
trucks.
I thought it should be more
For
than
Indian
that.
food trucks.
Just Indian food truck, 15 to
I
20 is
think
okay.
so. The popular ones that, really are known, I think there should
Okay.
not be more than that.
I was
Uh,
expecting maybe 30 plus, but it's not. It doesn't look like that.
20, 25, 30 could be the number, but like they're also rotating trucks. Like
Ah.
the food trucks that only show up a couple of days and
Hmm.
stuff, but the ones that have stuck on because they're the COVID ones, the OG food trucks that started that have now since closed. So
Okay.
I think they're always like there's something opening and closing at
Yeah.
all times. So 2025 would be the stagnant number.
Cool. We'll go on to the rapid fire round.
Oh,
So
let's
we
do it.
you can give one word answer. Feel free to elaborate as
Sounds
you want,
good.
right? Do you recommend somebody to start a food truck?
If food is what your heart desire is in that space, food truck is a great idea.
You can start a food truck with 50K capital.
Yes, you can.
Toughest job running a food truck is
People is the toughest part, both from like managing customer personalities and also employee personalities.
and how about like personal time and everything that you have to consider that it's gone basically, right?
Personal time is sacrifice. Forget
Yeah.
about the old person, the old self of you, and but you love the new person that you'll become.
You like stability or risk?
I am a risk taker and I have a larger risk appetite compared to my husband.
Hmm.
So that together,
Yeah.
I think we make a good balance.
Yeah. Side hustle or a full-time business?
Start with side hustle and hope is one time just get to the full time.
Do you miss a normal weekend evening?
I love the abnormal weekend evenings that had
You
become
like the new
the
normal?
new normal.
Yeah. One word for this journey.
A blessing.
9 to 5 limits growth. Do you agree?
No, only I think each its own. But if you think your growth stops at 5, then it's a you problem.
Got it. Passion is overrated. Do you agree?
For me, I think passion is overrated for business.
Hmm.
Like it is not a mandatory requirement.
Side hustle culture is overhyped. Do you agree?
No, man. Side hustle is a gift
Yeah.
because just jumping into an unknown territory can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
Start with a no nonsense side hustle
Yeah.
thing, and hopefully it'll just turn into something beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. One thing that I was introspecting or self-analyzing before talking to you, right? A lot of times, what people think is, like, let's say they are making a handsome amount of salary working in Silicon Valley, right?
Mm.
But what they expect is, I'll start a business and I'll expect my business to do that on the day one. But
Exactly.
what they don't realize is, you have 10 years of experience. Like, you have worked 10 to 15 years,
To get
including
there.
studies and everything, like 15, 20 years spent. Now you have that amount of salary.
Yeah.
So it cannot be done in day one. So expect it to be like matching it after spending maybe n number of years. Maybe it will be much more than what you're making it
Way
today,
more. Way
right?
more in money and way more in satisfaction.
Yeah. And I think personality development too, right? So, like, because 9 to 5 is, yes, you learn a lot of things. You're not working in a very boring job where you're doing same things repetitively over
Yeah.
and over again. But the thing is, you learn from people and everything. But here you're building a lot of network around you. Communication skills, negotiation skills, perseverance. So a lot of skill sets and
So
personality
much.
development
You're
should be
totally
there. Yeah.
skin in the game. You have
Hmm.
everything online.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm out of questions. I'm technically not out of questions. We can talk for 24 hours. I had not drilled down a lot of points,
I know.
but I think this should be a good
Yes.
Kickstarter for a lot of people. I personally learned a lot from you. So thank you so much,
Oh no,
Charu.
yeah, it was
Not everybody shares all these details. So
yeah.
I'm so thankful that you came here, shared all the details so honestly. And I wish you luck. And for people who are watching, go barge in Egg Mania. Like they should be running out of eggs.
Yes,
Please do that. But
but
because they've shared so much and very beautiful insights and with so much honesty.
no, thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine. But yeah, I'll just say the end, if like we also love sharing
Hmm.
and building a community. I think there's a wonderful already a community of Indians who are hustling in their own ways and
Yeah,
building something. And we think if we all come together, we can learn so much from each other. So if
absolutely.
you're starting something or want any kind of help or guidance, we're more than happy to help and share.
Wonderful. Thank you again. Have a
Thank
good rest
you.
of your day and rest of your night. Yeah.
Thank you. All
Bye.
right. Good luck with everything you are doing, man. You started on your own journey,
Yeah.
and all the very best. And I'm looking forward to many more podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.